I fell in love with Sophia at first sight, but she despised me. Her younger brother wanted to attend Winston Preparatory, but they couldn't afford it. I made a call to the headmaster and forced her to compromise with me. She couldn't let go of her childhood friend Lucas, so I sent Lucas off to pursue a career far away in Hollywood. The only time she got drunk and slept with someone after marriage, she still called out Lucas's name. 7 months later, I was ambushed by an enemy and my life was in danger. She touched her belly, coldly ended the call to the ambulance. Lucas is returning to the country. I don't need you to raise our child anymore. You said you loved me, didn't you? Then give that position back to him. Only then did I realize that the reason she touched me that night was because she was pregnant with Lucas's child. After I died, she quickly married Lucas, and the three of them lived happily in the business empire I left behind. When I opened my eyes again, I had returned to the time when I was madly in love with her. Shards of crystal pierced my palm. I stumbled to the ground, my ears ringing. My brother, Jake, hurriedly helped me up. Sophia, what are you doing? This is the antique Ethan asked Master Marcus to get for you. If you don't like it, there's no need to smash it. I only became certain I had been reborn when I saw that familiar face. At that time, Sophia had just landed the lead role in a TV adaptation of a major IP. To celebrate for her, I borrowed a crystal flower lamp from the veteran artist as a gift for her. Jake only said, "You won this female lead. Ethan put in quite a lot of effort. At least say thank you, right?" She immediately smashed the crystal flower cup. "Do you think everyone would fall for your stinking money? Do you think giving me a female lead means I'll go along with you? I don't care about other actresses. I'm not one of those people who wreck the industry's reputation. Such dirty gifts are useless on me." Sophia completely ignored my hand that was pricked when she threw something. Her pretty eyes were full of hatred. A few of the sisters behind her echoed her. "Mr. Johnson, we're proper actresses, not something you can buy off with a few things. We all have professional ethics. Money means nothing to us. If you truly like Sophia, you should respect her and give her freedom." In everyone's eyes, there was pride and reserve. They seemed to have forgotten that they had just landed the supporting female role in the same drama, and it was thanks to me. In my previous life, those words filled me with guilt, and I hurriedly apologized to her. She refused to accept it no matter what, and only after I bought her a supercar did she reluctantly accept my apology. In the end, she even added a line. "Don't think I'm impressed by your money. It's only because you owe me this." Thinking back now, I was really pathetic. If she truly were that sort of noble, upright person, why didn't she resign from the leading role? Wasn't she the one who hated me using that kind of dirty thing to insult her the most? Seeing that I still hadn't spoken, Sophia frowned. A few of the girls talked for a while, saw I didn't respond, exchanged looks, and raised their voices as if I couldn't hear. "That's strange. Did we overdo it? Did we actually make him angry? No way, right? Isn't he the one who liked licking Sophia the most?" Someone tugged at Sophia's sleeve. "Sophia, let's drop it for today, okay? I can see Mr. Johnson is hurt because of you." "Are you scared?" Sophia sneered at me. "If you can't live without me, then have the guts to break up with me." I put my hand on the bandage on Jake's side and said calmly, "Let's break up, Sophia." Sophia's body went rigid. A few of the other sisters were also unsettled. After all, to ingratiate myself with the people around her, I had promoted these sisters along with her. "Mr. Johnson, don't regret this. Today you let Sophia go. No amount of money will ever win her back." "Mr. Johnson, did you forget the last time you picked a fight with her? You almost really drove her away that time." "Mr. Johnson, we actors aren't dogs you can call and dismiss at will. If you let us go today, don't ever expect us back." Unexpectedly, Sophia agreed at once. "You said this yourself. Don't say I didn't warn you." I looked toward the waiter at the door. "Trouble, see them out." Sophia's face went dark in an instant. She clenched her fists and turned to leave. A few of the girls, who had never seen me so resolute, were a bit stunned and hurried to stop Sophia. "Sophia, enough!" She glared at them fiercely. "Do you really think this simp has changed his nature?" Saying that, she looked at me coldly. When he was putting on an act, was it ever any less? But this time, no matter how he begs me, I won't turn back. The few girlfriends caught on and seemed to regain confidence, returning to that proud, reserved posture. That's right. Let Mr. Johnson regret it then. They were delighted that she and I were arguing, because every time I sought a truce, I had to give them benefits and beg them to broker things. But this time, their scheme was going to fail. Ethan, you really... Jake looked at me in disbelief. I smiled. It's been a long time since we drank together. Let's do it tonight. My good brother, you've finally seen the light. He slapped my shoulder, still as hard as before. He had tried to persuade me many times before, to no avail. So he had to mediate between Sophia and me to keep me from taking a big hit. After I died, he couldn't care about his public image. He slapped Sophia in public, and as a result was doxxed by her fans and doused with concentrated sulfuric acid. This time, no matter what, I was going to protect the people around me. We played until very late this time, and since the trip home was far, we decided to book a hotel and stay. Unexpectedly, we met someone familiar in the corridor. Sophia and Lucas were walking side by side. Seeing me, Sophia raised her hand and looped her arm through Lucas's. A hint of disdain showed in her eyes and brows. You've chased me all the way here. You're really persistent. But I told you, this time I'll never turn back. Lucas is the one I truly love. The feelings between us are not something your few stinking coins can change. Despite her words, she quietly watched my reaction as she spoke. In the past, I was always afraid of not doing well, and I hadn't noticed that she had this detail when she borrowed Joe's thing. Now, after hearing those words, I didn't feel anything at all. I was surprised by my own change. This brief astonishment was seen by her, and pride immediately rose in her eyes. I hope you won't bother us tonight, or I will never look at you again. Ethan, Jake clenched his fist, uncertain about my attitude. I smiled at him. Let's go. We agreed to play together. Don't waste time here. Sophia's face went dark. Lucas also frowned. Only Jake shot them a disdainful glance and got on the elevator with me. All right, Ethan, these few lackeys really aren't fit for your notice. The instant the elevator doors closed, I heard a disdainful voice outside. I saw through him long ago. Wait and see. In a couple of days, he'll be clinging to me again. So annoying. When I used to like Sophia, I wanted everything to revolve around her. When I hung out with Jake and the guys, it had to be only if Sophia was there. The two of us who used to play ranked every day haven't logged on in a long time. When we logged in again, we dropped down to silver. We crammed to catch up, put our phones down, and it was already 3 in the morning. Twitter popped up a notification for someone I follow. I clicked it. It was Sophia. She posted a photo of a shirtless man lying on a bed, her long, slender fingers hooked into his abs. The man's face wasn't shown, but I knew it was Lucas. In my past life, when I saw a photo like that, I immediately sent Lucas off to work overseas. I knew I was keeping them apart, so I sent him to Hollywood. Why would she, a public figure, post a photo that's so easily open to criticism? She can argue with me in public, but she would never let dirty water be thrown at Lucas. This Twitter post is visible only to me. She always likes to use every means to provoke me when we fight, waiting until I sobbed my eyes out and handed over a fortune in money and gifts before reluctantly accepting my repentance. I one more line. This is all what you owe me. I never cared about your measly money. Now when I look at this picture of a little clown, I smile faintly. Unfollowed. The next day, Jake rushed to set. After sleeping for a few hours, he hurried off. While I was handling work, I suddenly received a call from the set. By the time I hurried over, the set was already in chaos. Jake's hair was disheveled, his costume torn, and the corner of his mouth slightly swollen. Yet he was still cursing and trying to rush forward, held back by a group of people. Lucas, on the other hand, stood across from him calmly watching. Some people were already gossiping. Mr. Lucas said Mr. Johnson is he and Miss Sophia's babysitter. Jake couldn't take it and started fighting him. Lucas is ruthless. It's either gouging eyes or going for the low blows. Jake is too proper. He can't win. But Mr. Lucas isn't entirely wrong. What else can that Ethan Johnson do besides throwing money around? Our Miss Sophia isn't a woman who can be bought with a few bucks. It's pretty lively here. I pushed through the crowd and stepped out. Jake straightened his back immediately and said, "Ethan." He then looked at Lucas. "You bastard. Ethan is an investor. Just you wait." Lucas looked as if he'd heard a joke. "I'm done for." "Jake. Oh, Jake, it was Mr. Johnson who begged me to join this crew. If you lay a hand on me, I'm the one who'll be ruined, right?" Earlier, Sophia was angry with me again because I humiliated her with money, and I was out of ideas, so I had no choice but to ask Lucas to join the cast of this hit drama as compensation for Sophia. Lucas enjoyed it very much, sitting in the chair and sipping tea. "By the way, Mr. Johnson, you mentioned before that you were interested in inviting me to develop my career in Hollywood. I've been thinking recently, and it's not entirely impossible for me to accept. You know, I'm a proper, respectable actor, not like those other people. When I arrive, I can't sleep at the crew house. Help me find a villa to live in, and provide a car and a driver so it's convenient for me to commute. Also, don't give me any projects that might be borderline. I don't want my fans to be upset. But don't give me ones that won't make me famous either. If you can't find any, talk to the director and have one tailor-made for me." Bang! A punch landed hard on his face. Lucas clutched his face, staring at me in shock. "You hit me? So what if I hit you? Is it that you don't want to be with Sophia anymore?" "Shut up." I looked down on him, grabbed his hair, and kicked him down, knocking both him and the chair over, then straddled him. "How dare you hit someone who's eating my food?" "Lucas, do you think you're the only one who can play dirty? How did you just hit Jake? Want me to help you remember?" "Ethan Johnson, I kept punching again and again, but no one dared to stop me. I had invested almost all the money for this show. Even the director didn't dare to hold me back. When I was done hitting, I leisurely stood up and smiled at the director. "I don't think Mr. Lucas is suitable for this show right now. Replace him with someone new. I'll cover all the losses." The director's eyes lit up. I later learned that he had long been unhappy with Lucas's poor acting and his diva behavior. Because of my investment, he had never dared complain to me. Thinking about how shamelessly I had acted before, as if cursed, I suddenly felt a little embarrassed. After handling those matters, I went to pick up Jake. "Happy now?" I asked him. He wiped the bruise at the corner of his mouth and slapped my shoulder. "Completely satisfied, Ethan. Weren't you eyeing that Patek Philippe before? Come on, brother, I'll get it for you right now." I laughed. "Your scene isn't finished yet, go get lost. Just you wait. I'll get every shot sorted out right now." No one could stop what Jake was about to do. In a flurry, he finished the filming, and the next day, he called me out. When trying on watches at the store, a familiar voice rang out. "Swipe the card." I instinctively turned my head and met Sophia's eyes. She already had a Patek Philippe on her wrist, and a few of her girlfriends each picked one as well. Seeing me seriously picking out a watch, she snorted contemptuously, because she'd posted a Patek Philippe on moments before, praising its craftsmanship and elegance. I transferred her money to buy it, and she threw her cup down. "What do you take me for? Why do you use money to humiliate everything I like?" "Ethan Johnson, I'm telling you, I'm not one of those people who fawns over the powerful in this circle. Don't use filthy things to insult my character." At that time, I felt guilty for a long while. Actually, thinking about it now, it's pretty clear. She needed to argue with me to highlight the image of someone who had been wronged. Only after that would I give her the gifts, so she could accept them with the excuse that I owe her. Over the years, she used this tactic to take a lot from me. On one hand, she accused me of having only a few lousy coins. On the other, she used my lousy coins to rise to success. I walked up to the counter. She glanced at me with utter contempt, saying nothing. Although today was the day her brother's tuition was due, if I didn't pay, his classmates from the nobility would mock him and the school might expel him. She still refused to lower herself, insisting on waiting for me to beg for mercy, card in hand, pleading with her to take it. "Ma'am, insufficient funds." The teller looked at her with a touch of apology. Sophia said nothing, her cold eyes turned toward me. In the past, at this moment, I would have hurriedly handed over a new card and then apologized for having forgotten to transfer her the monthly $5 million. But now I just took the car back. "Oh, It's been a long time since I've sent money, so it's normal that the balance is insufficient. A few sisters lost their composure. Mr. Johnson, since you know, hurry up and take the money. You don't expect us, Sophia, to beg you, do you? We, Sophia, are proper actresses and won't bow for your measly pay. That's right. If you want to eat swan meat, be proactive about it. Don't think you can have it both ways. Sophia just looked coldly. When she saw me put the card straight into my bag, her expression darkened. Jake, I don't want to buy a watch anymore. I want to go look at the sports cars. Jake only paused for a moment, then nodded. Sure, let's go look now. Sophia's expression relaxed again. Those sisters also showed disdain. I knew he'd apologize by buying a car. Not bad. I actually thought he'd truly changed. Gave me a scare. Does Sophia's brother still have to pay tuition today, or what? Sophia snorted coldly. Just wait. In the end, he'll definitely come begging me to take his card with both hands. Saying that, she bit her lip hard. But no matter what, I will never forgive him again. The previous argument happened to occur on the day Sophia's younger brother was paying his tuition. I put aside all our barriers and begged her to hurry and take my money to pay the tuition. After all, those signs of prominent families are all talk and no skill. Once they get a whiff of poverty, they always look down on and bully others. She refused to let me pay her brother's tuition directly, because her brother had caused a scene before, calling and crying. Why should someone with no blood relation pay my tuition? What do you take me for? Am I the sacrificial pawn in your financial transactions? So during that argument, I was frantic, but she remained haughty and composed. It wasn't until I put another $6 million down, offering the card with both hands, that she deigned to lower herself and accept that filthy lucre. But why did I have to go that far? There are so many women in the world trying to please me. Why hang myself on this one crooked tree? After trying out several cars, he finally bought a Maserati. Without a word, Jake paid in full and asked me to take him for a drive. In the passenger seat, he proudly took a selfie with me. Can't hold on to sand. Might as well toss it away. Congrats, bro, on your new car. I had just laughed out loud when the phone rang. No sooner had I picked it up than Sophia's brother, Leo Taylor, was fuming. Did you use my tuition money to buy yourself a car? Have you no shame? Everyone else has already handed theirs in. I'm the only one who hasn't. Are you deliberately singling me out? I'll tell you, I never liked people like you. Now that you're so gold-digging, there's no way I'm going to give my sister to you. This is for you, I replied with a smile. His rapid-fire questioning suddenly faltered. I continued, why did you stop insulting me? Weren't you a gold digger? He snorted coldly. You broke up my sister and Lucas, and even humiliated them with money. Isn't that something you owe us? All right, I won't pursue this matter further. Drive your car to my school gate in an hour, and while you're at it, bring the tuition. This time I'll agree to let you pay it. I burst out laughing. You actually believed me when I said I'd buy it for you. He must have been furious. After a moment of stunned silence, he began to scream. Are you crazy? Do you believe I'll never let my sister talk to you again? Do you have some kind of fetish? Is playing with people fun for you? Fun, especially when it's you I'm playing with. I laughed, ignored the horse shouting over there, hung up, deleted and blocked. After I got home, unexpectedly, Sophia came back on her own. Seeing me, her first words were, did you use Leo's tuition money to buy yourself a car? I watched her accusing expression and suddenly found it amusing. When I didn't answer, a flicker of panic crossed her face, but she still put on a show of dignity. See, I knew it. You're really missing those few bucks for a bit of enjoyment? Don't you have any shame at all? I replied calmly, Jake bought it for me, so what? Her face, which had been slightly panicked, gradually relaxed and turned into a cold sneer. I suppose you wouldn't dare either. Fine, the school is pressuring me. This time you'll just pay the tuition. Sophia, are you mistaken? I leaned against the shoe cabinet. First of all, even if I use my own money to buy it, you have no right to criticize. Besides, he's not my brother. If you think my money is dirty, I won't give you or him any more. When fees are due, handle them yourself. I'm giving you this clean break. She frowned hard. I'm trying to give you a way out. I let out a light laugh and ignored her. Stop right there. She blocked my path. I get it. You bought the car yourself, didn't you? You didn't want me to know, and you even used that jerk Jake as a fall guy? Do you think I'll respect you if you say someone else bought it? Ethan Johnson, you have enough money to buy a Maserati. It's enough to pay Leo's tuition several times over. Why do you have to be so despicable, only greedy for that tiny, dispensable pleasure? Smack! She tilted her head, stunned, after a heavy slap across her face. I snorted coldly. This is insane, Mr. Arthur. Throw her luggage out for me. She is never to set foot in this house again. Butler Arthur immediately dragged out the suitcase he had already packed. Please, Miss Taylor, don't make this awkward for us. Sophia gritted her teeth until they ached, glaring at me fiercely. You better do what you say. Never come bothering me again. She said that and strode out. Afraid Lucas would come looking for trouble with Jake again, I stood guard on the set. Unexpectedly, Lucas didn't go after Jake. He came after me instead. In the lounge, he took off his sunglasses. The eye had punched last time was still swollen, so he didn't dare complain to Sophia either. After all, his most confident asset was that face. I lost Ethan Johnson. I was a little surprised and lifted my eyes in astonishment. I am willing to go overseas to develop, to give you and Sophia some space, as long as you two stop fighting because of me. He spoke as if Sophia and I fell out because of him. But the onlookers all knew I was Sophia's simp, and I had long feared this childhood friend, so I had already planned to send him overseas early on. So they didn't doubt his words at all. Mr. Lucas is doing well in the country. If he keeps at it, he can easily make it to the top tier. Going abroad would mean starting from zero. That's too big a sacrifice for a simp. I really feel it's not worth it for him. Mr. Johnson likes Sophia so much, he might have even threatened Mr. Lucas. Didn't he just say he lost? Maybe Mr. Johnson sabotaged him. I stirred my coffee and smiled faintly. Sorry, Hollywood said they don't want you anymore. Lucas was startled. How is that possible? Didn't you say? Suddenly realizing something, he fell completely silent. The other bit players lost their composure. Damn, Mr. Johnson is sending him to develop his career in Hollywood. I was feeling sorry for him. I'm such a fool. Whoa, Mr. Johnson. Please look at me. Am I okay? Big brother, stop pretending to be the victim. Seems like Mr. Johnson had good reason to beat you the other day. The door suddenly opened. Lucas saw it was Sophia and immediately put on sunglasses. Lucas! She hurriedly pulled him behind her and glared at me fiercely. Don't apologize to someone like that. Lower your status. Lucas bowed his head, and his eye injury was inadvertently seen. Sophia's hand trembled with pain. Why didn't you ever tell me? Lucas dodged. Too ugly. Idiot. How could I ever despise you? She threw herself into Lucas's arms, then turned to glare at me coldly, her eyes full of hatred. Don't worry. I'll make him regret it. After Jake got off work, I suddenly found my car keys missing, and the Maserati parked near the set was nowhere to be found. Only after checking the surveillance did I discover that Sophia and a few of her girlfriends had taken my keys, gotten in the car, and driven off. When I found it again, the front end had been crushed. They were goofing around, driving recklessly, and in the end they got out, floored it, and let my Maserati crash into a concrete wall. When she saw me come, she showed no panic at all. Instead, she took a cigar out of the box and lit it. She inhaled in the wind. Every inch of her was the unruly aura of a mature queen. Many fans, including my former self, loved that very energy. It was me who did it. My younger brother couldn't pay his tuition because of this car, and his expulsion is entirely the price he paid for your appetite for pleasure. This car, which represents your selfishness, should never have existed. Are you crazy? Jake, furious, lunged forward. I grabbed him back with one hand. Sophia snorted with contempt. She wasn't afraid of Jake at all, because she knew I would never let Jake hurt her. After all, I used to be like that. She wasn't afraid of wrecking my car at all, because in the past when I begged her with money not to leave, she smashed one of my Kians to prove that she regarded money as dumb. At that time, I only worried she'd drift away from me, gritting my teeth and holding back tears. Smash it if you want, as long as you're willing to come back. Thinking about it now, was I really hexed? Sophia leisurely leaned against the wrecked car, looking down at me as I took out my phone. Ms. Olivia, someone stole my Maserati and crashed it. Can you handle it? Yes, take legal action. And while you're at it, file a police report for me. Cedar Street intersection. Sophia's face went pale. Her several sisters angrily responded. Mr. Johnson, are you crazy? You're going to call the police over this. You want Sophia to go to jail? Are you sick? I replied calmly. Not just her, all of you. Several of them turned deathly pale. It seemed they finally realized that their rise and fall had always been under my control. That they could go from 18th rate to 3rd or 4th rate. That they could land a supporting role in a hit drama was entirely because I was willing to give them a chance. If I refuse, cutting them off is just a matter of a single sentence. The police arrived quickly. After a round of maneuvers by Olivia and me, Sophia was saddled with several $1 million in damages. But I'd spoiled her. She spent whatever I gave her and simply couldn't come up with that kind of money. Not only that, the crew sensed the rift between her and me and removed her lead actress status without waiting for me to say anything, including those sisters who played supporting roles. This time, they were truly clean, without the slightest whiff of money. Mr. Johnson, this was all Sophia's doing alone. We just followed her. Could you let bygones be bygones and not hold it against us? I laughed. That won't do. You are all proper, respectable actors. Not holding you jointly responsible would be an insult to you, wouldn't it? I wouldn't dare. A few of the sisters' faces turned ashen. They glared ferociously at Sophia and muttered under their breath. I told you the scene was overplayed, didn't I? You had to drag us into this mess. I handed them the payment QR code for them to transfer money while mocking. When she got into trouble before, you all praised her for being dignified. A few of them laughed more bitterly than crying. It's all Sophia's own fault for not knowing better. Mr. Johnson, you like her. So she's Sophia. You don't like her. What the hell does she count for? Veins stood out on the back of Sophia's hand. I smiled and checked the account. All right, everyone, get out of here. No one even glanced at Sophia. They fled in panic. Only Sophia remained as a respondent in the mediation room. She still wore that resentful look, neither servile nor overbearing. I will pay it all back. I was completely indifferent. Oh, no rush. Those few $1 million don't mean much to me. She clenched her teeth. I knew she hated my indifferent attitude toward money the most. One of the reasons she always argued with me was that money was just numbers to me. Using this ubiquitous thing to buy her off was, to her, an insult to her dignity. But what is just numbers to me is not that to her. She will be paying back several $1 million for a long time. Sophia was silent for a while, but she soon reappeared on screens. However, it wasn't on public screens. An adult film studio liked her status as a has-been star and signed her without a second thought. I, of course, could not be absent from such an occasion. The treatment on this film set was far from what I had introduced her to before. Here, her status as a washed-up star became the reason many people provoked her. She angrily brushed away the hand a male actor had reached out, provoking a scoffing laugh from him. Still think you're some big star? I wouldn't even want to act with someone like you. Her teeth were clenched as if they'd shatter. When filming finished, it began to rain heavily outside. She stood at the bus stop without an umbrella, her face full of dejection. An umbrella was held over her head. Thank you. She turned and saw it was me. Her eyes, which had been grateful, changed to disgust. What are you doing here? I smiled. Looks like you didn't bring an umbrella. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Intentionally coming to see me looking ruined. You must be enjoying it, right? I raised an eyebrow, which only made her angrier. You were the one who shamelessly clung to me back then, and now you're the one who abandons me without a second thought. Isn't it just because you have some money? You lured me in, then kicked me away. Doesn't that feel great? Ethan Johnson, so I'll never like you. A man like you, a psychological pervert who only treats others as your toys. I'll never respect you in my life. Do as you wish. I threw the umbrella in her face. A guy who lives off a woman and still has the nerve to be so stubborn. You. She watched me walk away, nearly crushing the umbrella handle in her grip. After Emma's assistant put me into the chauffeur car, I leaned back into the seat to enjoy the massage and had Emma's assistant connect a call for me. "Hello, Mr. Derek. I have a plan that could make a huge profit. Want to give it a try?" Sophia suddenly got up again. A company called Johnson Entertainment noticed her and arranged a variety show for her. Her persona was a comedian, cracking jokes and making the audience laugh on screen. An aging star with a commanding beauty putting on a deadpan comedic act suddenly drew quite a bit of attention. It didn't take her long to find me. She tossed a card at my feet. "Here, the money you wanted, plus an extra $2 million. I raised an eyebrow. "You've struck it rich?" She sneered coldly. "Ethan Johnson, do you think you're the only rich man in the world?" She leaned over, her eyes full of disdain for me. "Mr. Johnson, the boss of Johnson Entertainment, is not worse than you. He's actually much more formidable." I smiled. "So it turns out you've climbed onto a different, higher branch. Don't compare him to you." A hint of tenderness appeared in her eyes. "He showed me gratitude for recognizing my worth. A man like you can't compare. If it's him, I can give him everything." I chuckled softly. "Sophia, when it comes to showing gratitude for recognizing someone's worth, how many resources have I given you? Isn't that much better than a boss who treats you like a clown?" "You're different," she said coldly, looking at me. "He truly appreciates my potential, while you merely treat me as a slave to your money." After saying that, I turned and walked away. That night, I was waiting alone at the hotel for someone to arrive. Sophia opened the door, saw it was me, and was greatly shocked. "It's you. What did you send him?" I held a love letter between my index and middle fingers. Sophia went pale. This was a love letter she wrote to me after I signed her. "How interesting. Back then you'd never even met me, yet you wrote me a love letter." I was quite surprised. Her fists clenched tightly. "You are him." I smiled leisurely. "What a pity. I am indeed the boss you said showed you kindness." She gave a cold laugh. "Sure enough, you only treated me like a clown, making me entertain you in front of the screen. It must feel pretty good to watch, right?" I pocketed the love letter and curved my lips. "Sophia, there's one thing I've never been able to understand. I give you resources, it's insulting you. Giving resources to someone you've never met is a favor, and recognizing your talent? I let you be the comedian, it's treating you like a clown. A stranger letting you be the comedian is appreciating you." Her face went deathly pale. I smiled. "Sophia, how can you be so pathetic?" Her chest heaved violently. Finally, she bit down hard. "I quit. Breakup fees are expensive. I'll give it." She threw down a card hard. "I will never yield to someone like you." Sophia followed through. She left the company the next day. But as soon as she left the company, Lucas blocked her. He was holding the video from the small website, furious. "You actually filmed this? How can you be so shameless? Do you want me to raise someone else's child?" He grabbed Sophia and started furiously kicking and beating her. Sophia did not resist, letting his blows land hard. Considering the company's image, I went downstairs and stood in front of Sophia. "Mr. Lucas, coming to my company to beat someone. Was last time's punishment for you not enough?" "Ethan." Sophia's voice trembled slightly. I ignored it and called over Secretary Emma. "Mr. Lucas isn't suited for the entertainment industry anymore. Let them know." Lucas went pale. "Are you going to blacklist me?" I looked up. "Is there a problem?" "You." He ground his teeth until they nearly shattered, slammed his phone hard onto the ground, and strode away. "Ethan." Someone grabbed my hand from behind. When she looked back, Sophia's gaze toward me had softened considerably. I looked at the bruises on her face and said, "Enough, don't talk about this here. There are too many people around." In the lounge, she took a sip of coffee. "I agree to be with you." I was about to leave, but turned my head at her words. "Huh?" She came up in front of me. "But I have 3 conditions. First, you send Leo back to Winston Noble School. Second, don't blacklist Lucas. Send him to Hollywood to develop his career. That upcoming Marvel adaptation seems suited to him. Give the director a heads up. Lastly, I never really fell for you. After we got together, you can't force me to be with you." "Are you crazy?" I almost laughed out loud. She froze for a moment. What? I looked at her. Sophia, what makes you think you still have a right to lay down conditions for me? She frowned, her tone a bit irritable. I've already agreed to be with you. What more do you want? What kind of worthless thing are you? What? She staggered a step, almost losing her balance. I curled my lips. There are so many women who want to cling to me. They look prettier than you, and their figures are better than yours. Each one is more obedient than the last. What do you think I want you to do? She shook her head in disbelief. No, you weren't like this before. What happened to you all of a sudden? Ethan Johnson, why can't you love me like you used to the point of dying for me? What's wrong with you? I heard the meaning behind her words. So you've been using my love for you as your leverage all along? Then I have even less reason to want you. Hurt flashed in her eyes, but very soon she gritted her teeth. I can manage on my own without you. Oh, I replied lightly and turned to open the door. Then I'm actually looking forward to it. After that, there was no news from Sophia for a long time. Director Derek was quite heartbroken. He'd lost such a clown, and he hadn't made enough money yet. I comforted him a bit, told him to pay more attention to has-been stars from now on, develop those who could be developed. But it was gratifying that the money invested in Sophia was much less than what she brought us as a clown. She also paid a huge penalty, and a lot of the funds were recovered. The next time I heard about her was on the legal news channel. It turned out that after trying to go it alone, she discovered that without me giving her the green light, nobody would indulge her arrogant, high and mighty personality. And her acting was only just passable, not enough to make her a serious performer. After hitting dead ends with various production teams, I had no choice but to go home and go into business. Lucas, having lost my support and with no other options, had no choice but to marry her. But Leo Taylor never thought highly of this brother-in-law of mine. He kept nagging Sophia every day to bring me back, saying not to have a spendthrift brother-in-law who only knows how to eat, drink, whore, and gamble. The conflict between the two grew increasingly sharp, and during Sophia's pregnancy, they got into a violent brawl. Leo Taylor fell down the stairs. Lucas turned and walked away, causing Leo Taylor to miss timely treatment and end up permanently paralyzed. When they found Lucas, he had been caught red-handed in a legal transaction with a prostitute. Sophia went insane, fought Lucas violently, and directly lost the baby. Lucas went to jail. She went to the hospital. When I went for a checkup at the hospital, I just happened to run into this ruined family. Sophia's face was a bit sallow, looking dirty. Without the facial treatments and other procedures I had arranged for her, she had the worn look of a 50-year-old before she was even 30. In her previous life, when she was 50, her skin still looked like it was 30, and netizens even called her the most beautiful aunt. Her eye sockets were dark. She looked as though she'd stayed up for many nights. You're happy now that I'm like this, aren't you? I glanced at her ruined state. Not speaking harshly, I don't have a taste for enjoying other people's suffering. She suddenly laughed out loud. I paused, then looked up again. Her eyes were full of unwillingness, but she forced herself to say something. You have money and power. So what? You still haven't gotten married, have you? No woman is willing to be with you, right? No matter how successful you are, aren't you still all alone? She spoke and laughed, as if that could give her a little more superiority and briefly make her forget this ruined life. I leaned forward. Sophia, do you have no other place to blame me? You must know how many women want to be my wife, don't you? Her face went pale. She knew it all. It's not like she has never been in the Vanity Fair. When I loved her most, countless women wanted to cling to me. Not to mention that I'm now separated from her. One day when I'm happy, I'll pick a good mate and raise an heir. It won't be hard. But I looked at her pale face and smiled. I heard you can't have children anymore. Her pride was completely shattered by me. I originally intended to earn merit with my words, but she insisted on running straight into the barrel. The sharp blade she meant for me instead sank deeper into her own heart. After I walked some distance away, a heart-rending cry rose up from behind me. I turned back. She had both hands over her face, crying so hard she could barely catch her breath. Emma's secretary looked at me. Mr. Johnson? I smiled wryly. See? How much like a little clown?